This game is about the board, and if you like chess or if you like Go, you don't care about how good your pawns look. Like, the pawns are the same, they just don't do exactly the same thing. As the orc player, you have different spells, but most of the roster is the same. You know, it's just the same. For me, it doesn't matter if it's human or anything. It could be goblin. It could be a goblin. I wouldn't care any less. It's because that unit is the worker, it builds, and that's what I needed to do to manage my space. It's basically Tetris in real time, which I love, but yeah. And I believe a lot of pro players think like me. They don't care if it's an orc or a human. We're not as much attached to what it is. We are attached more to what it does. Pretty much. But yeah, the game is insanely fun. Alright, so we are watching the same teams again, and it's going to be Mr. Green Goblin, and he's still partnered with Zeus, so it's going to be TVB right there. So these are the teams. And yeah, let's introduce our player. I mean, this is Mr. Green Goblin. He's probably one of the best players right now. He's playing the red Blackrock Spire Orcs. He's starting right here at the bottom right. This is the 4 o'clock spot on Garden of War. Here we have the... Oh, okay. LostOne is getting a little bit greedy here. LostOne is playing the Dragon Moor Orcs. He's starting right here at the 2 o'clock. But he's going to expand at the 12. Right from the start. And this is Garden of War BNE, by the way. Yeah, very fast expand and close. This is only possible because this is the this is the BNE version of Garden of War. So on the classic version of Garden of War, which is the most played, the dirt pass goes all the way to 12, and it goes all the way to the mine of 2 o'clock as well. So it's impossible to close your base like this. Alright, at the same time we can look at the 11 o'clock position. The 11 o'clock position is the only one starting gold mine that has 65k gold. The other gold mines have 60. So it's pretty big as an advantage, as you can tell. But it was found. The duel from orange was found by green, and orange is none other than Ziffer. Green is just gonna try and delay him a little bit, but he's cancelling that Rax, and he could not get out with his Beyond, which is kind of sad. Now this place right there has been played over 1,000 times. This is one of the spot where that doesn't change from classic, and you'll see it can be quite incredible how people place the towers, because in Warcraft 2 there is such a thing as tower bugging your opponents, and basically if you place your tower 3 tiles away from your opponent's tower on the right side or on the bottom side of it, you will be able to tower bug it. He tried to hop inside, but couldn't because, yeah, the tower is here, you wouldn't be able to. So he cancels the hop. He's gonna use, he has 2 towers, so he should be able to kill that tower here with 2. It is not tower bugged, so it will be able to be repaired by orange. Had he built the tower here, the tower here would have attacked the peon repairing. Oh, but he cancelled that, stopped the repair because... Nah, too late. He reacted too late. So the tower dies, and that's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal. Orange is probably losing that duel. Let's be fair. On the side note though, LostOne is doing pretty good. Goblin is rushing from 4 o'clock pretty hard, and Seuss is just contempt of stopping the duel from orange there. Yeah, it's gonna be okay though, but that tower is a guard tower, which is unfortunate. I would have loved the cannon like here. Cannon would have been much safer, because now the guard tower has just 1 range missing from the cannon. Cannon would have been able to defend that wall. So that's gonna be a problem. It can be repaired by 3 peons though, as it is attacked by 3. It can be attacked by 4 and repaired by 3, so that should stand. But it will require 1 more tower, and that's a problem. On the side here we can watch green is still pushing on that duel, but he will actually defend the duel here with the back towers. He also made a Rax inside. That should help. Why didn't he pull a few peons to repair the tower? He didn't see. Basically, he started repairing the tower, and because the tower went back to full life, because the tower attacking it didn't attack by the frame, it started repairing. The peon stopped repairing, and he didn't see it, so he didn't re-click it. So that's why the tower died. That's a bit silly, but it happens, you know, even to the best. He basically it repaired too fast. Unlucky, yeah, unlucky pretty much. That cannon tower is pretty well placed. It's gonna kill the peon now. No splash damage. No splash. That's pretty lucky. Splash is concentrated in the 2 tiles. Nice chop here from Goblin. Oh, okay, so look at that. We have a white player that decided to duel, and Goblin knows that the duel will be a little bit weak for a time, so he's trying to chop here. He's gonna be able to chop in with 2 chops from that side. And so that's why he sent 2 peons forward, just to chop these 2 tiles of trees, and so that he can get inside. And he has quite a large number of grunts, so that's gonna work. It's not a genius move, it's very common. It's very common on War 2. You will see that very often. Why didn't see it coming? It is often, but these players don't necessarily play BNE very often, so he must have felt very smart with that close, but that's gonna be very bad for him, losing that cannon tower. And he cancels. Look at that! He just cancelled the stronghold because he knows that's falls. So he's gonna be grabbing what he has left there. He will lose this, but it was probably a little bit randomized. I mean, he probably mined. Yeah, he mined quite kind of 10k from there, so it's not that bad. It's not that, you know. It is painful. It is painful. These 2 duels are not working very well for them. He mined way more from that. That's his main. It's normal. But he did mine 10k there. This is about 10k as well for the 11 o'clock spot. Oh, that catapult though. Catapult should be able to deal with the towers, especially since there is no peon repairing. And that's not gonna work. He's trying to get to the catapult, but you see the defense is. Oh no! No. He wanted to get to the catapult. He misclicked, I believe. Not possible. He wanted to kill this. All right, so that tower is gonna be falling, I believe. Okay, so the only duel that's working really nicely is Orange, and Orange has spent a lot to keep it alive. Problem is, Goblin is reaching Ogres and soon lost. He has level 5 and he's getting level 6 soon. Yeah, Red is pretty lost now. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. The Goblin is a very he's playing Garden of War quite a lot, so even if it's BNE, he's gonna know that map by heart. Like I said, the main differences are the dirt path, the fact that you can build your mine close to 6 o'clock here. But yeah, very nice job. That's probably that is what is going to change that game. Why didn't see it indeed. It's pretty hard to, even if he saw it, like he didn't have a Rax that allowed him to make an axe thrower. You would stop that by making an axe thrower. So basically what you do is you build your farm here. First off, you build a farm here, and if you see someone chopping, you can make an axe thrower inside. Yeah, red is pretty much a macro player, that's for sure. Red is fast. Green Goblin is a fast player. So he's very much a macro player. Though there is no, like, macro in Warcraft 2 is not as fast, as intense as it is in StarCraft. Like you can see, you can win a game with 3 units, like right now. The whole army of red is basically 3 ogres there. 5, okay. That's 5 ogres. That's his army, alright? So this is the size of an army in War 2, pretty much. You don't see, like, you know, a full stack of roach or, you know, zerglings or whatever. In War 2 we fight with less units. It doesn't mean they don't matter. They actually matter a lot. Their positioning on the grid. If you're playing StarCraft, you might not be used to the grid we have in War 2, because the grid in StarCraft was modified. But in Warcraft 2, we have, I'm gonna show it, we have the big grid here. So this is every single unit in the game moves on the same grid as the buildings, and that's the grid you're seeing there. And every single unit in the game, including air units and boats, occupy one tile of the grid. Air units and boats, they move 2 tiles at a time. So if you look, it will be, think about a chessboard where a pawn would basically move from one tile to the other. Well, it's the same for air units. They move from that tile, for example, to the tile, 2 tiles at a time there. So it's basically, and the land units move from one tile to the other. So they are basically, that's why they look smaller. And using that grid, blocking it with buildings, blocking it with choke points, this is actually what makes the game incredible in multiplayer. And fun. There you go. So if you come from StarCraft, you might not be used to that. It's very, very, like I usually say, Warcraft 2 is a board game in real time. It really is. We really play around that grid a lot. Like the grid was so big back then, and this is pretty much where the beauty of it lies. So if you start to love that grid, you might never stop playing War 2, because there is no other games that have a grid like this, that play so much around it. Simply because they didn't know better. That's the fun part. They didn't even intend to do that. They just wanted to make they didn't know what to do. Like they made they wanted to hide the grid back then. Developers didn't want to have a big grid like this. But in the end, that's what we love. So that's the fun part. We love that game for that. Okay, so red is basically piling on white, who's been pretty much wiped out. And White said, okay, he didn't see the chop. Usually he would build a farm there, but he didn't do it, and it's okay though. Happens, even to the best. Even to the best. And see, he didn't scout it, but he knows that goblins chopped there. Cannon here at the back of a small 9. This is the small 9 position, and this is the weakness of the 9 o'clock spot, the cannon towers. But because this is the BNE version, it's actually a little bit more space there, so he should be fine. He could have... Oh. Okay, so red is gonna start hitting orange. Orange has not hit green yet, and green has been unsuccessful at stopping the duel. So if it was a pure 1v1, green would lose to orange. But we have red winning over white here, and so red is gonna pile on orange as well now, and he has lasted ogres, level 7, quite a bunch of them as well. So that will be problematic. If you can stack them like you can stack... No, you can't. And that is why I say it's a board game. This is exactly why in Warcraft 2 collisions, I mean there is no collisions, but the tiles cannot be occupied by 2 units at a time. Only you can have an air unit and a land unit or a water unit on the same tile. Air units can overlap, but they can't be on the same time a tile as another air unit. So that's why it's very important, because if you could stack units, you wouldn't benefit from choke points. Choke points would not exist if units did not collide. If units did not, you know, it's not collision, but if units were not occupying the space the same way as they do. If there is a ground unit that's standing directly under your dragon, your other dragon will attack it and hurt your dragon too. Yes. Exactly, yes. And you can play around that too. You can play here, Pax Consciente. We play with noobs all weekends. Every weekend we play, and if you're bad at the game, you're gonna learn very fast. So feel free to join in, and you know, if you're bad, it's okay. I'm gonna play elves on me or whatever, and we're gonna have a fun time. It doesn't matter if you're bad. Like we have had bad. I mean, we've had some very bad players, and now they are either very very good, or for Paulo's case, he's pretty average. So he's getting good. He's getting better by the day. But the most important part is he's having fun every weekend. So I think I would like to join in someday, but I'm not too used to PvP in Warcraft 2. Well, you're watching it right now. This is how it looks like, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, feel free to join in and have fun. You know, it's not about being good. It's about having fun. So as long as you can have fun, you're doing right, you know. Yes, you might lose a lot of games, but as long as you're having fun, you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? And in no time you're gonna get good enough and you're gonna be to their level. I have a tutorial video if you want to learn a little bit the build order, one build order that can get you through most game at the beginning at least. And if you practice it, you're gonna get good very fast. So it's on YouTube. If you search for me on YouTube for Chocolat, if you search Chocolat on YouTube, you'll find my nice YouTube channel where I have a video for beginners. It's called Your First Build Order, I believe. So yeah, there is that. But really, even if you don't really need to be good to start enjoying it. It's gonna be hard to catch up with the good guys, with the good players. Not telling you you're gonna be the best, but at least you're gonna have fun. And that game, man, Green Goblin completely sat on that game. Alright. Well, my YouTube is not really big, but it's there for these kind of videos where I try to, you know, make